Hi. It's Mrs. Stitches or Sheila. This is a Flosstube about cross stitch, and I live in Southwest Nova Scotia. It's a bit of a windy day today. We've had some really windy days lately. Yesterday was a gorgeous day though, but this is Flosstube number 29. There we go. I'll put that right there. Oops. See if that stays there. Welcome everybody. Welcome to my new subscribers. I am so happy to have you all here to spend some time with me. This probably won't be a very long one. Once again, I don't have notes, so I decided just to do this to keep to my schedule and didn't take the time to really plan. So kind of winging it a bit. Got some whips. I got a new start that's not started yet. It'll be started December 1st, but I'll show you my choice of fabric and floss. And a little side project, some knitting at the very end. I'll put in at the very end for those who aren't interested. So, start off with my daily. This is Felix. This is, it's obviously more than this goes up, but I will show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I'm at now. And so I did quite a bit. I work at least 100 stitches on it every day. It is scheduled to be finished by mid-February. And I did a lot. I've started now to go up here and work my way down in columns in 10 by 10. So and then once I finish off this, then I'm going to go, there's still some way up there. I'm going to go up there and then just work my way down to the corner. But it's coming along. I'm over, I believe, 78%. So getting there. And it is fun to do. I do enjoy it. It's kind of neat because I get to little different areas. My other daily that I have is something I want to talk a bit about. This is my twisted band sampler. And right now I am working 30 minutes a day. I sometimes take it a little longer because I'm enjoying it. My goal was to finish this by the end of this year. I will not be making that goal. This last section is taking a bit longer. That's okay. Whenever I finish, it's fine. I am down to the corner now, down here. And one of the tricky things I wanted to mention is anybody who's stitching this, if you had lines or if you had it marked somehow where your corner is, it'd make it a little easier to stitch the specialty stitches. So I ended up doing this corner probably about 5 times. And I still have to go back and fill in a little green there. But it's just to know where you're supposed to end, and especially on this row because they just did one set of specialty stitches and they didn't do the partials. They said fill in the partials on your own, but it was easier to read if they just did the majors. And then when I filled in the partials, I get kind of confused. And when you get down to the corner, it's knowing when to stop and when to square it off. Once you have a straight line, it's easy to work off of, and then my next corner will just be the finish. So, but it's tricky because you also go from the specialty stitches, which I read on the PDF, and then into Pattern Keeper. And sometimes it's a little tricky to count where to start your cross stitching because, oh, that's up here, my cross stitching. So I count it about 4 or 5 times. And I know I made a mistake way up here somewhere where I didn't count it correctly. And it's just tricky because you're not seeing both unless you just do it from the PDF, which I end up doing the PDF and then I switch over to the Pattern Keeper. But I do love it. I really, really do love it. I will take a break before I do another one, but I probably will do another one eventually. Probably on a dark fabric maybe, or a bright white fabric with dark colors. I don't know. I'll mull that over. Lots and lots of time, so that's nothing urgent. This is my temperature tree by Stitchin Mommy, And we're getting there. Look at that. So as you can see, we have had a really warm fall. We just recently got into cold temperatures, but even then there was one warm day squeezed in there. But you can just see that it's really lopsided. Quite cold in January, February, March, but we're in almost finished November and we're barely getting into the cold temperatures. So pretty amazing. I mentioned last time, I'll just mention it again. You'll probably get sick hearing this, but I'm planning on next year doing a 10-year project with temperatures. And essentially what I'm going to do is it's going to be by months. And so there'll be a January month and it'll have 10 years, February month and it'll have 10 years, so on. So I'm designing it right now and I have finished designing. I bought Wind Stitch, which is the same as Max Stitch. They're just the different computers, and love it. It's helping a lot. So I've designed now my January, my February, my March, and my April. I hope to get May and June. I don't have really an idea for May yet, and June done before the new year. And then during that first half of the year, work on the other 6 months designs. I have so much on the go next year. The more I can get done and prepped, the better. And I have even the flosses kitted up. And I got the fabric cut and serged, or it's not really serging, but a stitched border around it on 2 of them. So getting there. Gonna work on getting it all ready. It's a lot to get ready, plus all the other stuff for the new year. So that I'm excited. Also just a little stressed because it's a lot to get organized, but I am excited by that. So I can't wait to show you my designs. They make sort of simplistic compared to Stitchin Mommy. They're a lot different because I'm trying to make something to cover, might be only 30 days or 31 days in the month, but it's 10 years. So then if it's 30 days, that's 300 different days, similar to a year on this, which would be 365 days. So you have to kind of think sort of long term and I'm trying to do different motifs all around. So January is going to be a bunch of snowflakes. So a snowflake is each year. And then there's other things. And I'm trying not to be too thematic. So February is not hearts. Thought about a groundhog, but I didn't do that. February is going to be a peacock. That's just random why I picked a peacock. I just wanted to do peacocks. So you will see them when it gets nearer to the month. I will show you what the finish looks like, and you'll see me stitching them as I go. So that should be kind of interesting, and kind of looking forward to that, but fully aware it's going to be some work, because not only am I stitching, this was just the high temperatures, I'm going to be stitching the high, the low, our maximum wind gust, and the impression of the day, like be it sunny, rainy, snowy, cloudy, or foggy. Those are the choices. And so I have different colors for those. So in general, it's around, I think the max is around 25 stitches per day. Some are a few less, so 16 to 25, something like that. So I'm going to pause and have a coughing fit, so give me a second. There we go. Okay, that was, I just got I had some almonds for breakfast, and I got, you know how you get some nuts at your back of your throat? I had that. Okay, so those are my dailies. Next, on to some whips I worked on. So this is, and I don't have the cover photo today, but I will have it next time, is Poltergeist Pirates. I'm very dyslexic on this. I always say it backwards. I had to think really hard. And so I work on this on the 10th and the 20th and the 30th if I can. But I mostly worked on, since you've last seen it, I think I'll show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where it is now. I forgot to do that for the Twisted Band sampler, but so I mostly worked on the moon here, and I did all the back stitching too, and then just started on some of the sails down here. So we'll continue working on that and get as far as I can get going. But I'm really pleased. I did all substitutions of I think they were gentle art threads. There was it was Petite Treasure Braid or Rainbow Gallery that was called for, and so I just went to my stash and had some gentle arts and used those instead. So very pleased with how that's turning out. I don't have a picture of this where it was before. I did show it last time, I think. Haven't gotten much done, and this was going to be a Christmas present, so I'm a bit behind on this and accidentally spilt some coffee on it. But this is just one of these mini masterpieces, and I think it's called The Irises, and it's just a part of a Van Gogh. So it's coming along. I like the color combination. I just have to get back at that. I've been busy doing other things. Now you get to see an oldie but a goodie. So Fruits of Plenty, I picked it up. So my goal for next year is to have 12 finishes and get 12 new starts. Get 12 new starts. This is on the finish schedule. It's one of the 12. It is scheduled for December, so I have some time. I have at present, so there you go. Oops. Yeah, there you go. There it is in its full glory. I'll show a picture of what it looked like last time here. And then, oh, actually I don't have what it looked like last time. Sorry about that. So this is, there was a block for each month. So this is from 2021. Yeah, I think it's 2021. Monophonic Embroidery Stitch Along. And this was a January, February, March, April, May, June. So this was July was where I got derailed because I was doing it a block a month. So this is July's. It is now finished, except we're to put our own initials in here. I'm going to wait till the whole thing's done before I do the initials, just to get it centered properly between the two sides. But that's July. And then because in Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, I went around the whole center and then did the center at the very end. It gave me something to look for. I've always been the type where I save my favorite for last. Even when I'm eating dinner, if there's something I really like, it'll be the last thing I eat on the plate. But candy, it was always my favorites. You put all Halloween, you get all your candies, you sort them all, your favorites were last. So I've always saved my favorite for last. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing I did at Halloween Hawk Run Hollow. So this is October's, next is November's and December's. So I'm going to do those three and then go up and do September's, and August will be last. August is kind of neat because he gave you options. So there were 8 different options. It's essentially a frame, and inside is a type of a house. And so he had traditional houses, a barn, a Japanese style house, a windmill, a tree house, and some others. Originally I was going to do the tree house, but now I think I'm going to do the windmill. Another thing I love is licorice. I absolutely love licorice, much to my detriment. And I always think of licorice with the Dutch. And I will buy Dutch licorice because it's much better than some of the other licorice. Is not really licorice. But so, since I love, and I long time ago when, oh gosh, how long ago was this? I can't remember. I'm going to guess around early 2000s, maybe. Not really sure. I went twice to Netherlands and did I can't pronounce. I think it's called Verdes. It's in Nijmegen, which is a town, and it's you walk for 4 days a set distance, and it depended on what sex you are, and or what gender, and what age you are, and if you were military or not. So military people would do it. They had a set distance. I think they all had to do 50K, and then civilians, below a certain age, females, you had to do 40K a day. Males, you had to do 50K a day. Over a certain age, it was 30 for females and 40 for males. You could always choose to do more if you wanted. But my first year, and I think my second year, I did what I was required, which was 40K each day for 4 days. So pretty much 100 miles in 4 days, or 160K. It was, you get up early in the morning. There were lots of people in it. I can't even remember how many. The road, the whole time is just packed with people, and you're just all walking en masse. And you almost do, it's like you start in the same town, but you do a different direction each day. And so I think it was sort of like a cloverleaf, but I don't think you really did one that was true north. I think it was more northwest, and just because I think there was some border or something. I can't remember fully, but you kind of just go out and you do, and everything was new to me. I had no clue where I was or what direction, but got to see some countryside, and the people coming out and cheering was just amazing. There were so many people, like in all the towns, and it's on every year, and it was just quite the experience. And at the very last day, my most exciting part was you actually have to cross, I think it's a river or a canal, and they actually set up a pontoon, and you walk across a pontoon. So that was kind of cool. Like, it's something that's unique and only that time. People decorated their yards, and at I think it's only on the last day, they set up bleachers, and they had like fencing up so people couldn't get out on the road. And there were like, I don't know, about 20,000 or 30,000 spectators just for the finish. It was amazing. You would have a punch card, and you get punched every once in a while en route, and there'd be people that volunteers that would have something marking them. Can't remember if it was just a sign up high. You try to find them, and you'd hand them your card, and they just hole punch it. So that would prove that you did the full route, even though I don't know how you could not do the route. So connection in a way to the Netherlands, and so I'm going to do the windmill. So this is Fruits of Plenty. Back to this. So I'm down right now, like I said, down in this bottom corner here, which is October. And it's a little tight working on my margin, but I knew I was tight on my margins. So there you go. Get the tough, tight margins done. And then the final two should be really nice and easy because they got massive margins. So that's sort of my plan going forward. So I want to finish off this one. So right now I got 5 blocks to do. So I want to finish this off in December, and then I want to do 3 of the blocks before December next year, and I'll leave that last block for December next year. If I do a little bit, that's okay too, but that, like I said, I'm going to finish this at the end of next year. So get a little bit ahead. I was kind of thinking with 3 blocks, I could like set a goal of one of the blocks at the start of the year by spring, first day of spring, one by the first day of summer, and one by the first day of fall. And then if I do any before December, that's fine too. So I think I'm going to be busy enough as it is. It's going to be, we'll see how true I can keep to these plans. I really want and doing are 2 different things, but we'll see. This is another planned finish for next year. This one's for November of next year. This is the Dark Queen of the Sea. And what I decided, so I'm doing the Dark Queen of the Earth right now, and I'm keeping on top of it. And so Thursday we get the next release. I hadn't stitched anymore since you last saw it, so I didn't bring it out. What I'm doing is I work on getting that section done when the month comes out. And then in the rest of the month, I work on getting what would have been released the same month for Dark Queen of the Sea. It's really great on their Facebook site. someone put a picture of all the what to stitch for each section, each month release. So to get caught up, I was actually quite ahead of the game, and I'm still ahead of the game. But all I did was I believe, this fish and the bottom of her skirt or body right there, and a little bit of flames there. And that got me caught up. And I think the next one is actually her upper body. So I actually don't even know if I have to do any. I want to try and do the back stitching a bit as I go too. So next time maybe I'll do some of the back stitching just to get a bit ahead of the game, because I haven't done much of that. So that is Fiona. Why else when I name her Fiona? Dark Queen of the Sea. And she is gorgeous. She is gorgeous. I can't wait to get back to some of the other spots on here. Finishing off this orb, working on the coral will be fun, but I'll just have to wait till when those come up now. So I got a plan, and I'm going to stick to that plan. But there she is. Okay, next is, and I'm not being very good at saying, next is, next is Witch's Wheel, Glendon Place. I am trying to finish, this one is a planned finish for October. And I'm going to show you where I was last time right here. And this is where I am now. I'm working on this every 13th of the month, and if I can, the 30th or 31st of the month. We'll see. But I got quite a bit done on the 13th. This is all in, you can think of it as in quarters. So it's just a repeated pattern that is like, that is a quarter right there. And so I have mostly gotten my first quarter done. I just need to do a little bit over on this side. I guess I actually got quite a bit of the quarter still to go, but I actually really enjoy doing this. It's quite a fun stitch. And then I'll have lots of beads at the end. So I will probably actually, well, I just stitch it as I go, but I might try to get the stitching done before October, so I can do the beading in October. That might be my plan, but we'll see. We'll see. It's going pretty good. So right now, 13th and last day of the month, or the last day of the month. So those are my whips. So that's pretty good. Now I want to show you, oh, I should have done this at the start. Sorry. I won a couple of door prize or giveaways, and so I just wanted to show you what I won. So I won this from Stitchin Mommy, and it's a Stitch Quarterly, and it's called Tea Time. And I thought it was a cute, tiny little stitch. May or may not do that. I might do that on the first day of spring, just as a fun little start. We'll see. And the other one I won from, and it came really fast, from Forest City, oh, I'm sorry, Lisa, Forest City Stitching, I think. I will put her down below. She is in Ontario, and so I won this, and I am, oops, I am so excited to stitch this. She has warned me that this shoe takes up over more than one skein, so probably 2 skeins, but I think that is so cute. So I don't know when I'll start it, because I got so many planned starts, and these aren't in my plans, but we'll see. I might just save them for 2024, because I have a significant birthday in 2024, so I might celebrate that with a lot of new starts. We'll see. And speaking of new starts, finally, I don't have the pattern here because it is a mystery sale put out by Evertotes in Modern Folk Embroidery, and it is called Christmas Countdown. And people bought boxes, or you could buy the chart only. I bought the chart only. I actually opened it because I thought it might have been hidden all the days, and I thought it, but when I opened it, it was all there. I could see it all and everything. So that was a little, it's okay. I would have found that out anyway. So the way it is, and they tell you this ahead of time, is you can pick your own colors. There's no charted colors. You could pick one color, you could pick 2 colors. It is charted for 25 days of stitching, and you could theoretically pick 25 colors. What I have chosen to do is I have picked 12 colors. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the colors on a wheel, spin the wheel, and stitch that day with the color that comes up. Once that color's come up twice, then I don't stitch it again. I'll take it off the wheel. For the 25th day, I'll either pick my own, or I will spin it all again with everything. But I will show you my fabric. I'm so excited about this. This is fabric from, was Leo and Roxy. Now it's Roxy Floss Co. But it's an Ada. It's a little bit more darker purple than what's showing. It's showing a little bit pinker. It's a little more richer dark purple. Oh, it's always the same problem for everybody. What happens if I do this? I'm curious. Nobody's ever tried black behind it. What happens if you do black behind it? That's actually more real. That's more it. Still a little bit darker purple, but that's closer. So, and what I picked, because it's such a nice dark color, is I've picked variations of blue, light blue, green, and purples. And so these are the colors, and whites. There's a couple of whites in there. And so I'll just see if I can lay these up a bit. I think they'll all go, even the purples, because it actually is a really dark purple, and I think they'll all stand out. And they're all different colors. So that's going to be fun. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm really excited to show you as it happens. So my next video will be around about, oh, I never even said what the date today is. Today is Monday, November 28th. So I think the next Monday is probably, so I think it's around about the 13th, I want to say. Yeah, I think, no, maybe the 12th, around then. Anyways, I will be well into it at that point, so you'll be able to see some progress. So that'll be exciting, I think. And is that it? Oh, no, one other thing. Okay, so that's it for the cross stitching. I just got briefly some knitting to show you. So what happens when it, oh, anybody who is not interested in knitting and wants to leave now, thank you very much, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Every time it gets wintry, I get in a mood to knit, and I've usually knit my husband a pair of socks every year. This time I finally decided to knit myself a pair of socks. I have issues with socks. I don't like the feel of socks, but I love toed socks, like, you know, like gloves. And I found a pattern for toe socks. So these are my toe socks that I've stitched, and they work. And so that's my little sock. Now, the issue with this is I bought this yarn and didn't realize that it was such a small ball. I'm used to balls actually covering 2 pairs of socks. But as it was stitching and disappearing, I realized this is not going to get 2 socks. So we were down in Yarmouth, and there was a store there, and so I ended up buying, I looked, there wasn't that color there, but there was this color. Okay, that looks nothing like it. But what I decided to do was I did it as the heel and the toes. And now I'm doing a reciprocal sock that is the opposite, and there's the heel in the other color, and the toes will be in the other color. So that is my toe socks. And who cares if your socks don't match? It doesn't really matter. I'm just wearing them around the house, and I'm wearing them with shoes on. And even if I was out at somebody's place and I took my shoes off and they saw mismatching socks, I'd still say, yeah, that's the way they are. That's fun. So I am really enjoying it. I've stitched these this took maybe 3 days, and this has been about 2 days or 3 days worth of work. So the toes are a little challenging. They're a little bit work, but I love it. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to finish up this pair, and then I actually bought some more yarn to stitch some more, and I have some more yarn that I've in my stash. So we'll see how many pairs of toe socks I make. And eventually I might even do a little video, because I couldn't find any videos on how to do the toes. And I had to actually watch a glove video to figure out how to do the toes. It was just how you do cast on when I'm used to doing long tail cast on, and how was I casting on? You have to cast on to get the in-between part, and just the whole thing. And just, there were little tricks I found in stitching this up. So, and there might be even more. So maybe the more socks I do, the better I get, and the more I'll be more experienced to tell people what worked for me, if anyone else out there likes toed socks. So that's it for me. I feel like there should be more things to say, but I think that's good. I think it's a good length of video, and you did get a story. You got a story all about Nijmegen, and that's about all. So I think I'm gonna do notes next time. Definitely going to do notes next time. I'm going to start taking notes during the next couple of weeks. And I will see you in 2 weeks. And we'll talk to you then. Have a great stitchy week. And we'll... One more thing. People have already turned off, but I have a plan for New Year's Eve. Last New Year's Eve, I did a Stitch with Me, and it was the Norwegian flag. I would like to make this a bit of a tradition. So I just want to put it out there. If anybody wants to vote for their country or suggest a flag, even if it doesn't have to be their country, it could be just a flag that they think is cool or they have some connection with, put in the comments below. I'm going to just take a little poll. I'll announce this at the next one. And the flag that gets the most comments, I'm going to stitch on New Year's Eve as a Stitch with Me. So please, please, comment below and tell me, give me a country that you think I should stitch on New Year's Eve. That's all. Okay, thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.